Hello everyone, Treecks here, and welcome to my newest project. Welcome to the continuation of the Pokémon Red project, you might say. Welcome to Pokémon Stadium, a game that was created in order to honor the battle system that Pokémon Red, Blue and Yellow had created. Something we still know up to this day. The very recent Pokémon games became so famous. At some point they thought that battle system deserves a 3D rendition, and then Pokémon Stadium was born. In fact, this game is inspired by the Pokémon battle system from the first generation so much that you're even allowed to use that very same Pokémon from those games. If you are in possession of Pokémon Red, Blue or Yellow, you can use the N64 transfer pack in order to use those Pokémon from those games in this game as well. You can actually transfer your Game Boy data to the Nintendo 64 that way. And that is of course something I will be doing as well. So for the first time we'll be able to see all of the Pokémon I've got in beautiful 3D graphics, you might say. Of course you don't have to, this game is still playable without the Nintendo 64 transfer pack. In fact, I will also actually not be using it, since this is an emulated version of this game. My own Nintendo 64 apparently does not allow my capture cards to be connected to it, so I will just be recording black screen if I try. So I'm actually forced to record this from emulator, since it's not on one of the virtual consoles or Nintendo Switch Online currently. But still, the game is emulatable, and even the transfer pack I can emulate. So the Pokemon teams that I have created in Pokemon Red, yes, the very ones from the project I did a few weeks ago, those I will be using in this project to give this project a little bit more color. But just saying, you don't actually have to. This game actually has a rental Pokemon system, so even if you don't have a Game Boy cartridge of your own or don't have a way to actually connect it to your Nintendo 64, this game is still playable. Because this game also gives some Pokemon you can play this game with, you might say. Something I'll probably explain once I get the chance. But anyway, after Pokémon Red, this project kinda continues, you might say. Because the very same Pokemon I used there, you will also meet back here. Okay, enough introduction. Let's go see how this game works. Let's press start. Okay, here's the transfer pack system. If you have connected your transfer pack correctly with the cartridge in it, you should see it here. If you get an error, or the game just says you don't have a game pack connected, you're clearly doing something wrong. Here you should see your trainer ID, in my case Treecks, as you can see. So it is connected properly. Even here on this emulator it still functions. Surprising, but it does. Really glad it does, because that way I can still show this game off in its full glory. But anyway, remember never to remove your game pack while playing this game, because you're going to get major errors. Keep it connected at all times. Let's go see what game modes we can play. Here we find the Pokémon Stadium. It's not in the middle for nothing. This is the major bulk of this game. The tournaments and the gym leader castle, you might say. All the ways you can play this game battle-wise you can find in here. But it's not all, as you can see. There's also a couple of other modes. The ones to the sides aren't that important. They're very small modes, to be honest. The versus event battle you see to the right is actually something you can only do if you have multiple game packs connected. It's basically a way to quickly do a versus match without any hassle. Immediately go into battles. So that's actually something I'm not going to cover, because I only have one game pack connected. I only have one game to begin with, so that's actually not going to happen. Okay, that said, there's actually also a couple of other small things. Here we have actually gallery. This actually makes use of the Game Boy printer. If you have that, you can actually make some pictures with your Game Boy printer and print them here. Also something I cannot cover. But I can cover the option mode. One important thing about the options here. The sound and delete save data is not that important, but we have a voice option. This game actually has in-game commentary. I was debating whether I should put this on or off, but I think I'll leave it on. Because the in-game commentary is a pretty important thing in this game. And it can help me shut up during the battles myself at some point. This guy can actually help me. But anyway, time for some action finally. This mode over here battle now, we see to the left, is actually something I can quickly cover. As you can see, if you select this, you immediately get thrown into the battle. No Pokemon selection. You just get handed out a couple of random Pokemon by the game itself, and you can immediately start battling. Just a little pick up and play, you might say. If you don't want the hassle of selecting Pokemon yourself in the stadium mode. And this I can quickly use in order to show off how the battles work. Kind of an introduction tutorial, you might say. And this is how it actually works in this game. As you can see, we do get 6 Pokemon per trainer. However, we're only allowed to select 3. Making this game a lot more strategic than the original Pokémon Red and Blue were, to be honest. Because not all Pokemon get selected. Making it pretty difficult to strategize and predict what your opponent is going to do. You can actually check out the Pokemon stats like this. You can hold the R button and then select the corresponding button to see what the stats of your Pokemon are. The level, the HP, of the attack, defense and speed stats and stuff like that. And most importantly, the moves. You can do that with all Pokemon. If you're dealing with situations like these where you use Pokemon that aren't yours and therefore you don't know what they can do. That is interesting. But anyway, I'm going in, if I look at my opponent, with Pikachu, Squirtle, Charmander. Let's go. Let's go see how the battle system works.
This battle is for you who wanted to get into a battle right away.
As my dear friend Co-Commentary just said, this is for people who want to get into battles right away. And how does the battle system work in this game? It's pretty much the same as in Red and Blue, of course. That's not a surprise, but the button inputs are a little bit different. We can press A in order to go to our moveset. We can check with R to see what moves we have and what C buttons they are corresponded to. C up is Thunderbolt, for instance. C left, Quick Attack. C down, Thunder Wave, for instance. We press that C button in order to do that move. We can also select the B button. This is actually our command for switching Pokemon. As you can see, all 3 of the Pokemon also get a C button attached to them. And in this situation, because my opponent being a Vulpix, I want to switch to my Squirtle, because he should have some water attacks. Okay, he's using Dig. This is how Dig looks in this game. Okay, let's use Withdraw to raise my defense. Oh, he's faster than me. Okay.
What now? A decent hit.
Yeah, pretty easily survived. I thought I would be faster, so I thought I would do a defensive move.
It improved its defense.
At least my defense is higher now, so let's do a water attack now. Okay, that's also probably not going to do anything.
What's that? The attack wasn't effective.
That's still a powerful move, so...
Right, that's
okay, let's serve. This is how serve looks. Way cooler than in the Game Boy. And he actually managed to survive. Okay, in that case, let's use strength. That should be enough.
Combatants face each other.
Okay, this might hurt.
What's this? It
Ooh,
didn't do much
I
damage.
lived.
Right. There, it's a hit. Oh, is it down and out?
There we go, the first feint of this game.
What will the next Pokemon be? Oh, it's Oddish.
Oddish.
It has to make up for lost ground. How will the type difference affect that?
Okay, I saw I have an ice move, so let's use Ice Beam.
They strike fighting poses. There's the attack. Whoa, looks like a bad Pokemon choice.
Okay, he's going to take me out probably now. Yeah, Paddle Dance should finish me off.
Battle Dance. Super effective. Oh, it's down.
Okay, we're equal again.
Which
Both one
Pokemon
feint.
is coming
Time
out?
for Charmander.
Oh, it's Charmander.
Let's burn this thing up.
The Pokemon are entirely different types.
Okay, Flamethrower is the best bet here.
Flame! Wow, that's an effective hit! Wow! Going down!
Okay, and that's 2. One more to go.
There's only one Pokemon left in reserve. Oh, it's Magnemite.
And he uses Magnemite.
The remaining Pokemon stock.
Oh, I have
is
Dig,
1.
so let's use that.
The 10th battle continues. It's burrowed underground.
Already like the moveset these Pokemon come with.
Miss the target. Fireworks are flying in this battle.
Okay, let's finish this battle.
Dig this. Round 0.
And there we go.
Down. That didn't take much. And there goes the battle.
And as you can see, this is how Pokémon Stadium works. The same battle system we know from Pokémon Red and Blue. Just a little bit different. And of course in 3D. And this is how we'll be playing this game. This ends the introduction tutorial, you might say. Okay, with that said, the rest of the game is all going to take place over here in Pokémon Stadium itself. With the main mode, of course, being Stadium. The stadium where tournaments are held. Test the mettle of your Pokémon with 4 sets of rules. The main gist of this game. It is also where we will get started, starting with tomorrow's episode. First, let's go over all of the modes this game has, because this is not the only one, even though it's the most important one. We also have, to the top left over here, Gym Leader Castle. The gym leaders await your arrival. Whoever reaches the top is the ultimate trainer. The same deal like Stadium, only in a little bit of a different story. All the gym leaders in a row with their cohorts for a rematch, you might say. Also a pretty interesting mode. Also something I will be covering fully. We also have free battle here if you don't want to battle with all of the tournament modes this game has. The progression through rounds and stuff like that. You can also just do loose free battles over here, as you can see. Up to 4 players may take part in free battles. Also try to cover that at some point. We also have the Kids Club. Here's a place where you can unwind from battles. Cute Pokemon hope you'll join them for fun. This is basically the minigame mode, you might say. Yeah, this game is not just battling, there's also some minigames in here. Also pretty fun. Don't worry, I'll also cover that. Don't know when, but I will. We also have the Game Boy Tower here. Play your Game Boy Pokemon here. Be sure to insert the game pack to your transfer pack while the Nintendo 64 is off. This is actually something I will not be covering, because on emulator this function actually does not work. The N64 emulator can't emulate the Game Boy in-game. But I don't have to, because this is basically the same way you would play Pokémon Red, you might say. Just on the N64. Nothing important. Let's go over Victory Palace and Pokémon Lab. The 2 final things we have to do. I can do this in this introduction episode, since this is not gameplay. So I'll go over these 2 like this quickly. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. This is actually where all your Pokémon get recorded who actually beat the modes in this game. This applies to Gym Leader's Castle and the Stadium mode. All 4 of the Stadium tournaments and Gym Leader's Castle. If you beat them, the team that actually beats them get recorded here in the Hall of Fame. As you can see, there's a place for all of the Pokemon here. I will be trying to fill 30 of these spots, because like I promised at the end of Pokemon Red, I actually made a couple of teams, 5 in fact. 4 teams for the 4 different Stadium tournaments and 1 team that will tackle Gym Leader's Castle. Therefore saying 5 teams of 6 Pokemon. And don't worry, my A team is going to be part of that, of course. So we'll see Dirk here in a moment. So I'm hoping to put 30 Pokemon trophies here in the Hall of Fame when I'm done with this game. But for now it's empty, because we have not started yet. But okay, there's still one more thing to cover, and that is the Pokémon Lab. Professor Oak's research lab. He can help you check your Pokédex, organize items, and trade Pokémon. This sounds like a Pokémon Center to me. And that is actually in fact also what this is, a Pokémon Center. If you remember in Pokémon Red, Blue and Yellow, you have the Pokémon Centers and everything you can do in that. Even here in Pokémon Stadium, that is possible. Just select your Game Boy game pack. You can get started with organizing your stuff, just like in the Game Boy game. First option being, this is a sophisticated PC. You can study Pokemon on it, organize your items and so on. Yeah, this is basically the Pokemon Center, you might say. As you can see, 4 options. I'll be going over all of them. As you can see over here, we have the Pokemon option. This is basically the Bill's PC, you might say, of this game. You can actually switch around all of your boxes. multiple options here. You can choose your left or right box and switch Pokemon around, as you can see. Pretty much everything Bill's PC can also do. You can also use this option to actually check your Pokemon. You can also go in these boxes here, as you can see, go over all the Pokemon. You can see the movesets they have and all of the basic stats they have. All these names should look familiar to you. As you can see, this is indeed my Pokemon from Pokémon Red. Definitely making this a continuation of that project. Okay, we have the boxes option. This is basically the same deal, only organized a little bit differently. Here we can actually check out all of the boxes in one go. Yeah, check box. You can open any box you want, see how many Pokemon are in it, and yeah, that's basically all. But the most important thing about this check boxes is, in fact, yeah, what you can see on the right over here. We have 12 boxes here in the Game Boy. As you can see, all of my Pokemon on here, don't worry. But this is actually not all we have. As you can see over here, the Nintendo 64 also houses 12 boxes. So basically you can say that Pokémon Stadium gives you the ability to double the capacity of your Pokemon carrying system. So you can use the additional boxes in this game to actually store more Pokemon. You can basically double the number of Pokemon you can store this way, which is pretty interesting. Okay, the items option is actually not that important because of not being a story and an overworld in this game. It's nothing but tournaments. The items are actually not used in this game, but you can still look at them and reorganize them, just like with the Pokemon boxes. Interesting that this option is here, even though it is not used in Pokémon Stadium. There's no item system in this game. But you can still organize them in the Pokémon Lab. That is still here. The final option is the list, actually. This you can see as the most basic way to just look at all of the stats you currently have. You can even select which Pokemon you want in the list. You can actually put boxes on and off, as you can see. And if you press OK, all of the Pokemon you have selected will be inputted in a list, as you can see. All of them are in order. And you can check out what their name is, the trainer, which is me of course, where you've caught them. That's actually displayed as GB areas. And you can check out the types of all of these Pokemon. You can use the C buttons to actually switch around pages, as you can see. The second page will actually house the moves all of your Pokemon have. And the third page is the basic stats. So you have all of this available to you in a pretty easily accessible list, you might say. That is what you can do on the PC in this game. But there's more options in this lab. This is a machine for trading Pokemon. You can trade directly with a friend's Game Boy game pack. And this is basically the link cable of this game, you might say. Here on the N64, no link cables required. Just input multiple game packs on multiple transfer packs. And you can use this as this game's trading system. You can use this machine to actually change around your game pack, which is a pretty useless option, because you can just do that on the opening of this game, you might say. But still, you can also do it here. And this is this game's Pokédex. As you can see, there's also a Pokédex present here. You know how I loved to cover this in the Game Boy project. But this game also has one. Works a little bit differently, of course it looks better, because it's a 3D game and everything, so... But there is still a Pokédex in here. With the same options, you can check out the data of the Pokémon, hear the cry, and find the area you can find them in. Okay, let's find a good one. Yeah, like Tentacruel for instance, it's good enough. And you can check out the data. Man, this is a deja vu. Tentacruel, the jellyfish Pokemon. It has 80 tentacles. Once they wrap around an enemy, the tentacles will not release, no matter what. You can actually use the C buttons in order to actually look at this 3D picture of the Pokemon. Something you couldn't do on the Game Boy, you might say. You can hear the cry, which is always the same as the Game Boy one. It's not a new 3D cry, it's the same one. Luckily it is. But there's also an area option. As you can see, ooh, a fully rendered 3D map of the Game Boy Pokemon games. Interesting. Looks awesome. But as you can see, we can check out where Pokemon can be found in the overworld of the Game Boy game. Tentacool does not appear in the wild, so here it says Area Unknown. But if we check out a Pokemon we can find in the wild, like Abra for instance, which we know we can find on Route 24. And as you can see, the game also says that. You can find it on Route 24. See a little bit of a cursor at the north end of the map. That's actually where Route 24 is, if you remember correctly. You can also check it on the Game Boy map, as you can see. If you press R, you get the original Game Boy map. Man, that looks familiar. Okay, that's everything you can do option-wise in this game, you might say. Not a whole lot of action in this introduction episode, I know, but this is also all important and also needs to be covered. So I thought might as well do it in the very first episode immediately. So from tomorrow, the first real episode, we are going to dive into the stadium and get started with this game, the action of this game. So I hope you enjoyed this very first part of Pokémon Stadium, which was basically just a tutorial on the battle system and all of the options this game has to offer. But next time, the real deal will get started. At least now we know how the game works, you might say. So see you tomorrow when this game gets started. Truly. Thanks for watching. And Treecks out.